I'm serious, doing less is more when you try to learn English. If you don't want to stress yourself out, trying so hard, drain all your energy month after month, trying to become fluent, don't make this mistake. You might actually think that the more you do, the more you're gonna get. But I don't blame you because this is just how we think. But I really believe that it's not how much you do, but the way you do it. Especially talking about learning English. But how exactly doing less can make you fluent faster? Take modern technology, for example. There's so much information being blasted into our brains every minute. When you look at your phone and scroll for hours, you don't even remember what you saw. You never learn anything. It's just so much information that is overwhelmed. And this can be exactly the same learning English. The traditional method is to try to memorize 20 to 30 words a day, every day, and you will build an amazing vocabulary after a few months. Still, your brain will be so overwhelmed by words that in reality, you will only remember 5. And that happened to me. I wasted my time when I didn't know what to do, writing as many words as I could. And I have so many words written here that for a long time, I didn't know even 20% of all of them. So in this video, I want to show you how can you do much less than you're doing right now and progress much faster without having to be stressed out every day and just live your life the way you want to live and at the same time learn English. As you know, it's really hard for our brain to process new information really quickly, especially if you are overwhelmed with another language that your brain has never seen before. So imagine that instead of trying to memorize 10 to 20 words a day, try to read all the books that you can, watch a lot of videos, watch a lot of movies, overwhelm yourself without even understand everything and absorb like 20% of all the new information. You try to always make sure that each thing that you watch, each thing that you read, you know exactly why you didn't understand. How you can understand better the words that you came across that you didn't know. See if you can understand the word not as itself, but with a context within a phrase. That way you can absorb new information better, more effectively and faster. Trying to memorize too many words in a short period of time is like scrolling for an hour on your phone and trying to remember all the videos. It's not going to happen. It's too much information for the brain to process. And in my opinion, memorizing words is not really effective. It's boring and you're not going to remember half of the words anyway, especially when listening to the word in real life naturally with a context and a phrase. So how exactly you do this to make sure that you're always progressing? You know that when you watch something, you're going to see some words that you never saw before and you're not going to know the meaning as well. So no matter what you do, there always will be a lot of words that you don't know, especially in the beginning. The less you know, the easiest is to improve. So when you see a word that you don't know, try to understand about that word. Look at the context, see if you can imagine already what it means in the phrase, see all the different ways you can write that word. Take your time, try to read and watch things that you know you're going to see that word again and again. This is the approach that I use for months instead of writing 20 words on a paper a day thinking that I was memorizing them, which I didn't. And this approach made me increase my vocabulary in a much more effective way. So one of the big mistakes that I made that wasted a lot of time was thinking that the more I consumed and studied, the quicker I would be fluent. But I ended up with 100 pages of words without even knowing the meaning of 90% of all of them. So I did that for nothing. It was only when I started to do less in a smart way that I saw amazing results and also made me avoid overload, which is a huge reason why so many people give up. They overload themselves with so much new information that they don't see much progress, which is very discouraging. I've known some people that study a language for months or even a year in the wrong way and don't even achieve a level that they can hold a conversation with someone for 1 minute. So make sure to always pay attention and understand everything that is not working. That way you can learn English faster, avoid overload, and eventually not give up. When I learned English and I got to a good level, not the level that I am right now, I noticed that I wasn't progressing as much as I was before. But I didn't care much about it and I kept doing the same things for like a month or two. But still after that, I didn't see any results. It was then that I realized I had hit a wall, a plateau, which happens to everyone at some point. But if I knew earlier, I wouldn't spend months doing the same things expecting a different results. So don't make the same mistake as me. Watch this video to understand how you can avoid and overcome a plateau once you find yourself not progressing anymore.